Hello and welcome to another edition of Interview with Irene. Today my guest is the lovely Donna Bond. Oh my goodness, I don't know how many years to a website called Free Katie.
Yes, that was a long time ago.
Would you like to say what that was about?
About what Free Katie was about? Well,
Yeah.
when
Why
Tom,
not?
why not? When Tom Cruise married Katie Holmes, we all thought it was so weird and so suspicious that
Yeah.
we were all. I mean, I know that I was just surfing the net and I found this group and I started reading and I thought I must talk to these people. They're so smart and they're so, hilarious. I need to be part of this community. And
And
that's
you.
so but that was in like
Thank
2000,
you.
that was like 13 years ago.
I know.
Isn't that amazing?
Time
Time flies.
flies. Yep. Well, just to introduce you, Diana in musical theater, and you are also a teacher, right?
Yes.
Or you were in school, yes.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little more about your background?
Sure. Well, I started teaching about uh I guess about 12 years ago. I started teaching. I got my credential and started substitute teaching because I had a little boy at home who has autism,
Mhm.
and
Right.
I wanted to be home while he was home, and that seemed to be a good way to do it, and also be bringing some income to our family. And so I was doing that, and then by the time he was in high school, I decided that I really wanted to do something that I had been doing when I was in younger. I mean, when I was in high school and I was younger and had sort of given up, which was act and sing in musical theater. So I started auditioning for shows, and I got the first thing I auditioned for, I got. So, which was very encouraging, and I've just done maybe I've done about 20 shows since then, although not all of them have
Oh,
been musicals.
wow.
So, but it's been really great you know, to be sort of welcomed back and have gotten that kind of satisfaction. But lately, we moved recently, and I stage managed a show. But for the time being, I'm focusing on building my business for teaching English online to kids in China. So, which is kind of
Um,
acting because it's an on-camera job, and it
yeah.
involves lots of physical, communicating and faces and voices.
Mhm.
So there and singing. So
Uh,
there's it's a lot like acting in some ways. So until that's sort of running itself, I'm focusing on that, but I'll never give up theater altogether. I'll start auditioning for shows again, I'm sure.
Wonderful. And hopefully I can go to one of your shows.
I hope you can someday. That would be wonderful. I hope it's a good show.
Right. Do you have a favorite show?
Um,
Hmm.
Hairspray was a ton of fun.
Oh
Loved
wow.
doing that show. And there's a little jukebox musical called All Shook Up, which was a fun show because first of all,
Yeah.
I was a villain in that, and it was fun to play, to play the bad guy. Um, it's kind of like a cross between The Music Man and I think was it Twelfth Night? I think it was Twelfth Night, and but the music was Elvis music. So it was all kinds, but
uh,
it was a lot of fun. So I think there was that. And of the non-musical shows, I did a show a couple years ago called Almost Maine, which was an ensemble show. Um, just a wonderful show. Just uh, sweet story, great part, great, and I made a lot of friends on that show. So altogether, it was a great experience.
oh, that's good to hear. So, so we talked a little bit about this. So you are also making video for Chinese students, and you're a teacher. How do you balance everything?
I don't. I don't. It's hard. Um, Especially now, which is why I'm not auditioning for any shows or doing any shows now because I'm trying really hard to get this business off the ground. And I want,
Right.
I promised my husband that I would make this work, so that we could have you know, this extra income. And but once it is, then it'll be easier for me to make my schedule and, make myself available so that I can, go out and do shows because, you usually rehearse at night.
Right.
And to teach children in China, you have to go to bed early because you have to wake up early. You have to,
Right.
my first class this morning was at 5 a.m.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, for the little girl I was teaching, it was, after dinner. But for me, it was 5 a.m. And I got up at 4 and I put on makeup and I kept my pajamas on the bottom, but on top I put on, my nice top and had to act all happy and wide awake. And when that
Mhm.
was over, sometimes you can have several students in a morning. Today I only had one student. Um, but then I went back to bed. So
Well, that's-
yeah, so you know, you just do the best you
yeah,
can.
right. Any other hobbies?
Other hobbies. I like uh I like sort of interior decorating.
Mhm.
I can't draw, like I couldn't do interior design per se, but I love to work with colors and textures and fabrics. And when we move into a new house, it's always to me it's always like an opportunity to see what I can do. And so that's fun. That's kind of a hobby.
Right.
And I like to go to garage sales and pick up odds and ends and to decorate with. So
Right.
that's probably it. I like to go hiking. We have a nice area out here where we can hike. So
That's that's so cool. Um, so you mentioned your son and your husband. So is there anything else you would like to say about your family
my
or?
family, well, let's see. Mike and I have been married. on the 23rd, so less than 2 weeks.
Oh,
We will celebrate our 24th anniversary. So,
congratulations.
right, thank you. And so when we've been together for 26 years, which I can't
Oh,
even
wow.
believe. I can't believe I'm old enough to have been with somebody for 26 years.
You
And,
look forever
oh
young.
yeah, well, thank you. And my son is 21. He graduated from
Mm,
high school in 2016, and right now he's doing very well in an adult day program. He's working on social skills and teamwork and just um, making good choices and being independent. And my hope for him, because he's very smart, my hope for him is that he will decide he would like to go to college. He certainly has had the grades, and he has the intelligence. It's just he just sort of needs to figure out what he wants to do and to sort of manage when things get stressful. Because stress is
right,
a tough thing for him,
right.
like it is for anybody, but very tough.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I have a friend in a similar situation, and but she her husband to make sure their son also with autism will adjust in college. So
Mm,
it is
yeah.
very possible.
Oh, good.
And especially since I bet your son is as smart as his mom.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, um, where else do you draw any inspirations?
Oh, that's such a good question. As an actor, I would say people who overcame um, obstacles. And actually, in most cases, it's people who have overcome obstacles to succeed are the people who inspire me. Like somebody like Robert Downey Jr., who just hit the bottom and just overcame it, and has become such an incredible success and is such an amazing actor. He's just somebody who I really admire. Um, and there are some people in my life that I really admire who have done um, some amazing things and have overcome adversity. I have a friend, her name is Destiny, and she has sickle cell anemia. And this woman is an actress. She was a model, and has become, she has opened a theater, and she directs and she does productions, and she is tireless in spite of the fact that is, that she has this illness that sometimes just completely knocks her flat. But she just continues to move forward, and she's just done amazing things with her life. She's very special, and so she's another one that I really admire. Um, on the other side of things, on my other and more personal side of things, a person like Temple Grandin. I don't know if you know who she is. She is a woman with autism. She was diagnosed with severe autism at the age of 4. She, had no speech. She was, thought to be, completely unteachable. She has a PhD in animal husbandry. She invented uh, she invented a system for keeping cattle calm. Um, she is also an advocate for people with autism and for families dealing with autism. And she is one of the people who always has said to parents like me, never give up on your child, because there are times when things seem very, very hard and problems seem insurmountable, and the expenses and the emotional, the loneliness, as a parent, the loneliness, seeing your child be, so different, and seeing them, you know, they're not accepted by their peers, and, you know, they don't necessarily, my son didn't necessarily care, but I cared. Um, but she, she was, her advice, her brilliance, and her, what she has overcome is just amazing. So she is an inspiration to me, and her mother, who, you know, didn't give up on her. Definitely have given me inspiration and helped me keep
It's
going.
beautiful.
Helped me keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one other person I want to mention, and that would be my friend Marcia Hines, who has sort of started a whole movement of, parents who have uh, been able to pull their kids out of that. They're still autistic, but they pull their kids out of, uh, the sort of the isolation, and have been able to help their kids accomplish a great deal. So she's also very inspiring. So
Fine. Thank you. Both beautiful examples.
oh, thank you. Yes, she is there.
Yeah. And finally, advice for future artists who want to get in theater.
Could you say that one more time, because you broke up a little bit?
Oh,
Okay.
any advice for future artists who
Oh,
want to get into theater?
yes. Audition, audition, audition,
Okay.
and audition. Don't,
Uh,
and just, just swallow that terror and audition. That is something that if I had overcome that, or if I had just pushed through that fear when I was younger, I would have been doing this. Maybe I would have been doing this professionally, who would have, I mean, like, making a living at it. I have been paid a couple of times, but, actually maybe making a living at it, had I pushed through that fear and just kept going, and not let it get to me, not let any kind of criticism get to me, because you do get criticized, you get rejected, it's pretty brutal, and you just have to just push past it. Um, so um, just understand that it's not you. It's not personal. A director has a vision. A director has ideas. A director has something in his or her brain, how they want their production to look. It's like having a canvas in front of them, and they see an actor who looks, sounds, is physically exactly what they want, or says a line in a particular way, or just whoever. But it has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with your ability, you know, because sometimes you see, "Well, they cast that person for that part, but that person can't sing," or that, but that was what they had for their vision. So it has nothing to do with you. So just keep auditioning. Just, keep auditioning. That's it.
okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully we'll do this again sometime.
I hope so. Thank you for having me, Irene. This is really wonderful. And it's been, there was that time that we were gonna, like, try to meet for dinner when you came to LA, and there was no way.
Yeah.
There was no way we could make it happen. We talked on the phone. This is like that. So I'm
Yeah,
very
you're
happy.
wonderful.
Very
Yeah.
happy. So
But
thank you.
next time I go to LA, we'll meet in person too.
Okay, well, hope so. Because now I live farther away from LA than I did before. Now
All right.
I'm 2.5 hours from LA, but we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, or you
Okay.
can come to Chicago whenever you visit
Oh,
here. So
okay. Okay.
thank you
All right.
again, and
Okay.
bye.
Bye-bye.